Dimension 36 presents high school football action as the Wildcats of Weymouth High get ready to tangle with the Lakers of Silver Lake Regional. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Ducharme. I'll call your play-by-play. As the Wildcats look to rebound after last week's frustrating loss to Leominster, as the Wildcats took it on the chin 6-0. They had opportunities to pull the game out, but just came up empty when it counted, as the Wildcats tonight take on a Silver Lake team that fell to Duxbury by the score 28-14. They trailed in that contest 14-0 at one time, but could not hold off the Green Dragons as the Dragons came up with a couple of big plays late in the third quarter, early fourth quarter, and pulled it out. And coach John Cucinato's team fell 28-14 to Duxbury. Prior to the game, I talked to Weymouth High School head football coach Joe Kelly, who you see in the center of your screen, and I asked him, well, what were some of the good points from that opening contest against Leominster? 1-2, 1-2, 3. About set to start here at Syracuse Field, as Weymouth won the toss and deferred to the second half, as the Lakers will be receiving, heading from right to left, as Danny Daly will get us ready in just a moment, as Danny getting last minute instructions, as J.P. Duffy and Mike Heavey and Marcus Lopes, the three that await the Daly kickoff. The Wildcats and Lakers both in search of that opening victory. We're about set to start. Daly gets the signal and lines it. This is J.P. Duffy, and Duffy gets it out to about the 37-yard line, where he's brought down on the play by Joe Viola. So excellent field position for the Laker offense, as Silver Lake quarterback will be Steve Erickson, who is an outstanding throwing quarterback, and the Wildcats will have to be concerned with his ability to throw the football. Mike Heavey, the key back in that backfield, as Pat Murphy, one of the key linemen for the Lakers, as the Wildcats and the Lakers about to get it going. Heavey, the deep back in the I formation, Alaconis, the up back. And Heavey on first down, nowhere. Keith Williams, the right defensive end, along with linebacker Alex Provost, in on the stop of Mike Heavey, as the Wildcat defense, which played outstanding football a week ago, linebackers Lou Hendrickson and Alex Provost combining for 31 tackles. And in the defensive backfield, Darren Gladstone had 11 as the monster back. On second down and 8, Erickson to throw under pressure, and he gets away from it and completes it for a first down to the 49-yard line. And on the reception for the Lakers was Jeff Uva, who is the right end. So Erickson with a first down pass to Jeff Uva, and the Lakers getting the first down of the game, as Erickson with a strong arm. And he avoided the pressure from Joe Donovan and Keith Williams. As Heavey breaking through. Heavey in the Weymouth territory down to the 37-yard line. As Mike Heavey with an excellent run and another first down in Silver Lake. Two excellent plays back to back, and getting in the Weymouth territory. A 10-yard pass play to Jeff Uva, and then the fine run of 14 yards by Mike Heavey off tackle. Just underway, Lakers looking to start off as Marcus Lopes breaking through, and Darren Gladstone brings him down as Marcus Lopes rips off 10 and another first down And the Lakers have come out against this Wildcat defense.
Tackled by Derek Gladstone.
Moving the ball quite well, and they will measure, and Lopes from across field view has a first down apparently. As they're going strictly at defensive end, Joe Donovan right away the Lakers have been successful. A minute and 30 played so far, and the Lakers on the move to the Wildcat 27. And, well, our angle can tell you that we are just a shade off. It'll be 2nd and 1. And the Wildcat defense has been rocked, as the Lakers are taking it from their 37 and moved it to the Wildcat 27. Right now with a 2nd and 1, and they've done it basically going behind the right side of the line, right tackle Pat Murphy, right guard Tony Corton, who have done the job so far. 2nd and 1. And it can be a gambling down with Steve Erickson, a good throwing quarterback. And instead of TV trying to break it outside, and he is brought down on the play by Kevin Shaw, the Wildcat left cornerback, but it will be a first down, as he only had to pick up about a matter of a foot. And the Lakers to the 25 of Weymouth.
1st and 10 from the 25.
So the Lakers with a good first possession so far, as they have been able to run the ball predominantly to the right side. And now they'll go left, and it's Lopes. Hammed in, Lopes gets away from the initial pursuit, but J.J. Cheller and Alex Provost bring down Lopes for a loss of 3. As this time the Lakers tried to change and not keep the same look, shuffle the look a little and fool Weymouth, but they didn't on that play, and it'll be 2nd down and 13.
Second down, about 13.
And last time on 2nd and long, Erickson went to the air and found Jeff Uva. And Erickson again to the air, sets up the screen, and it's going nowhere. Jeff Uva on the screen, Lou Henriksen. 15 tackles a week ago, making the stop. After about a yard gain, it'll be 4th and 11 for the Lakers. So the Lakers have come out with some good success. They were going right very well, started the change and moved to go to their left, and didn't have success. And Erickson on 3rd down with time, deep over the middle, and deflected away. Uva, the intended receiver, apparently, and J.J. Chella knocking it away as Chella knocked down the pass, as it looked like it was going deep for Uva. But Chella preventing it, 4th down, and the Lakers will spend a timeout with 6:41 to go here in the opening period, and the Lakers on the move. Fourth and 11, and the Lakers will go for it from the 27. And Erickson, quick pass, and the hook and ladder will fizzle. As they tried the hook and ladder with Greg Rosenberg, who got a touchdown pass last week, and Rosenberg's flip back was short, and the Wildcats have held after a nice Laker beginning. As the Lakers tried to change speeds, and it did not work. As the Wildcat offense, quarterback J.J. Chella, 6 for 9 a week ago. As Steve Gabriel had a big day in the backfield, and the Wildcat offensive line, 1st and 10 from the 24. Toss pitch, Gabriel trying to turn the corner outside, and Steve gets about a couple, where he is brought down on the play by number 31, Mike Heavey, who was one of the cornerbacks for the Lakers. As Silver Lake will play a lot of people both ways.
Mike Heavey with the tackle.
As you look at the Laker defense, nose guard Tony Curtin, and now the rest of the Laker defense.
2nd and 8.
As the Wildcats with a 2nd and 8, Gabriel for just 2. And toss pitch, it's Struzeri looking to turn the corner. Keith gets some good blocking, and Keith will get a first down at about the 44. Struzeri showed his speed in turning the corner, and he got a good block on the wing and enable him to get the first down. And Struzeri bringing it out to the 42-yard line and a first down. And the Wildcats will switch the backs as Darren Gladstone and now Chuck Montorio go in there. Darren on his first run of the season. Gladstone looking to turn the corner, and Darren is brought down in Silver Lake territory by Hebe at the 45. It's Darren Gladstone, who did not run a play from scrimmage a week ago. Darren instead was just on defense primarily, and Coach Joe Kelly shuffling the backs in there and shuffling the receivers as well. As a first down for the Wildcats. Toss pitch back to Struzeri in trouble. Keith dropped for a loss of 6 yards as the combination of 44 Andy Alaconis and Mike Dawson in on the stop. And a loss of 6 on the play, second down and 16. Second down and 16.
Second and 15.
Second and 16 for the Wildcats, and Chella may have to go to the air on second and 16. Instead, the bootleg pass, Chella will keep. Chella with a good run, getting the yardage loss back, and plus one more. As Chella will be run out at the 44, it'll be third down. As JJ getting what to play to call on third down, and about 9. And the Wildcats looking to cash in on third and 8 and keep the drive alive as both teams aim to move the football in their first possession. Silver Lake had the better field position. The start is Chella looking on the flip, wide open, Gabriel, Steve, inside the 30 to the 26. And another first down as he's brought down by Jeff Uva. But Steve Gabriel wide open on the bootleg pass, and J.J. Chella got it to him very quickly. First down, Wildcats, and they keep the drive alive with 4:50 to go here in the first period. As Montorio and Gladstone, the new backs in there. As Darren Gladstone going nowhere. Darren stuck right at the line of the scrimmage by John Dolan. From his defensive tackle position, no gain on the play. And it'll be second down for the Wildcats.
By Greg Rosenberger. Second and 10.
It's Coach Joe Kelly just shuffling the troops, trying to keep that fresh group in there. As the Wildcats break the bone on second down, and on the sweep, it's Darren Gladstone. As Gladstone brought down after about a yard gain by Greg Rosenberger and Andy Alaconis. As the two were there, when Gladstone tried to turn the corner, and Darren could not. Third down for the Wildcats, and they need 9.
9 yards from 25.
As the Wildcats moving the ball on their first possession, as did the Lakers. As Struzeri the lone back. Pitch back, Struzeri looking to turn the corner. Flag on the play, and Struzeri getting the first down, but it will go for naught as Danny Daly, the wide receiver, will be called for a clip or a hold.
Keith Struzeri.
And that will wipe out the fine run by Keith Struzeri. Clipping, and the Wildcats
Flag on the play, clipping by Weymouth.
correct themselves. And Instead of having a first down inside the 15, they will be pushed back to about the 40. And a clip.
15-yard penalty.
So instead of a first and 10, great field position, the Wildcats in a little bit of trouble on third down, and they'll need about 25. As they break out with just the one back set again. Cella going deep, and caught, touchdown, Steve Gabriel! What a catch! J.J. Cella just laid it out, and Steve Gabriel took care of the rest. 40 yards and the touchdown. It was just a matter to see if Gabriel hung on to the football, and Steve did. And the Wildcats get their first touchdown of the season, and they do it in style. And the Wildcats will go for the 2. And it will be Gabriel. Airborne, not in. Not missing by much with Steve Gabriel, but he came up with a big touchdown reception, and the Wildcats with a 6-0 lead.
Weymouth failed to get the extra point.
The Wildcats get 75 yards in 9 plays, and a great catch by Steve Gabriel, putting him on the board. As Danny Daly to kick off for the Wildcats. What a catch by Steve Gabriel. Oh my, was that a catch and a half? As he got behind Mike Heavey and made the catch, and Daly hitting the line drive again. As you're looking at J.P. Duffy up the middle into the 36, and in the negative sense for the Wildcats in that the Lakers on both kickoff returns have had a good field position. As they started right at the spot of the field. And we'll see how the Lakers react after being burnt on the touchdown. As Gabriel with a great catch. Steve and some movement in the Silver Lake line as left guard Paul Bateman saw the Wildcat movement. And then he decided that, well, he wasn't sure of the situation. He moved. And the Wildcat defense, which buckled down when Silver Lake made it to the 25 of Weymouth. Be looking at a 1st and 15 situation, see how the Lakers do react. Toss pitch at TV, trying to cut it back, and he runs right into Lou Henriksen and Alex Provost. And the 2 linebackers just drop him with a marker down near side of the field. And in the area, could be holding. As the officials are going to confer about the penalty. And let's see. And they go over to Danny Daly, who calls the defensive signals and is one of the 6 Wildcat captains. And penalty off-camera view being explained near side to catch John Cucinato. Backfield in motion, Silver Lake, and Weymouth definitely will decline it. They rather have the short gain, which was about a foot. 3:01 to get opening period, and the Wildcats with a beautiful touchdown reception. Steve Gabriel, all 5'8" of them, 5'7" of him, just sprawled to make the catch of the J.J. Cella throw. As Erickson will set up the screen. Williamson is facing Uva, makes the reception. And Uva looking for some help and gets a good block that got Danny Daly out of the play, but Darren Gladstone hustled into it and made the tackle. As Rosenberg check it with the reception, and Greg will have to do some adjustments on the helmet. And they got 13 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and about 3. Interesting call here for the Lakers on 3rd and 3. And they go to the ground, and Lopes will not get it. Keith Williams and Danny Daly were there to bring him down. Williams got him by the ankles, and then Daly helped out. And it'll be
fourth down and 1 yard.
About a yard and a half to go for the Lakers. And then the pass coach, John Cucinato, has been known to gamble. He has been known to gamble, and it will be interesting to see what he decides here. And the Lakers will call a timeout. 2:14 to go, opening period, and the Wildcats with the first touchdown of the game.
Fourth and short.
Fourth and 1, and the Lakers apparently are going to try for it. As Erickson surveys. One count. Lopes or Heavey, forget it. Weymouth defense there, led by Joe Viola. And there's no way that he made it. And the Wildcats will take over.
Carried by Mike Heavey.
Cats on first down. Cella zips one out, complete. Steve Gabriel. He's not going to go down, and Gabriel inside the 30 and down to the 24, where J.P. Duffy is there, along with 44, Andy Alaconis. But Steve Gabriel, with 3 receptions on the 3 pass attempts by J.J. Cella, but there's a marker down and a block below the waist on the Wildcats, and the big play by the Wildcats at 21 yards would go by the boards.
Flag on the play.
As they will get the first down. Back at the 45, and instead we'll start all over again. It was from the point of where the foul took place, and that was at the Silver Lake 30, so the 15 yards, and the Wildcats with the penalties have hurt themselves so far.
First and 10 from the 45.
So it would be first and 10 for the Wildcats. He came up with a big defensive play. Darren Gladstone looking to cut it back inside as he gets away from the initial hit. As Darren was stopped
by Silver Lake.
By the Lakers.
Second and 9 from the
John Dolan eventually. But the original hit on the play was from Tony Carton. Notice on the camera view that the way that Coach Chip Kelly's shuffling the troops, trying to keep things in a different look is Cella. Second and 9, and the pressure. JJ goes down as JJ is dropped for a 9-yard loss. And the Alaconis, along with
number 51,
Paul Bateman, the 2 are there to sack JJ Cella for a loss of 9.
There's also a flag on the play.
And there's a marker down, apparently, as well. And we'll see what the marker is. Backfield in motion, the Wildcats. And they'll decline the penalty, will the Lakers. But Bateman just blew in there, and he had Cella. No way JJ was getting away from Paul Bateman.
Third down and 20 yards from the...
And if he did get away from Andy Alaconis, was going to crash in and make sure that the play was finished. As the Laker defensive front comes up with a big play, third down, and the Wildcats need 19, and they've really just hurt themselves so far, the Wildcats. As Cella, toss pitch to Zeri in trouble, and he is going to lose 6 on the play. As Mike Dawson, from his right defensive end position, just crash in there to grab Keith Zeri. As the Wildcats, unable to really get things moving after the penalty, they went backwards nearly 20 yards. And Mark Stanton, who punted just once a week ago for 44 yards on that punt. As the period will come to an end on that play. And the Lakers and the Wildcats, it is Weymouth 6, Silver Lake nothing. Second period just around the corner.
We are in the second quarter.
Second quarter just about to start here at Sirico Field. 6-0 in favor of the Wildcats. As you look at the Wildcat bench. Mark Stanton to punt. On 4th down and 20. And Stanton rides out a short kick. And he will not get the roll as Steve Gabriel puts his 2 hands on it at the 33, and that's where the Lakers will start their 3rd possession of the ball game. As they've had the better of the field position.
Silver Lake first and 10 from
6-0. Weymouth. 40-yard touchdown pass. J.J. Chella firing deep for Steve Gabriel, who made that diving catch in the end zone. And that's been it. Toss pitch, Hebe trying to turn it out. Hebe will not. Good defensive pursuit on the play as Lou Henriksen was there, along with 62 Sean Small, the nose tackle, who stopped the play initially, and then Lou Henriksen finished it off as he got back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Lakers with 9:26 to go here in the opening half. As option Lopes snuffed out. Alex Provost was there as the Wildcat defense reacted the way you should to that play. As the support came up from the corner position and Kevin Shaw. And then the 2 linebackers were around Provost and Henriksen to fill in and help out, as was the defensive left side of the line. 3rd down and 11 for the Lakers. And Erickson was throwing the ball well here in the early going. But the last 2 have been screens, and we're going to have a penalty and make it 3rd and 16 on the Lakers.
Delay game, Silver Lake 5-yard penalty.
As the penalty called on the Lakers.
3rd and 16.
There's a new rule as far as an illegal substitution goes in high school football. And apparently that is going to be the sign. And Coach Sean Cucinato is screaming off-camera review that he does not believe that call. As Erickson apparently changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Hebe coming in motion towards you. Is Erickson to quickly to Hebe, who makes a good cut back inside, but Mike will get short yardage. Henriksen, Viola, Provost, Shaw, Small, Gladstone. It's about half of the defense that reacted to the play as the Lakers get the penalty yardage back. 4th and 10. And we'll see if the Lakers will do here on this 4th and 10. They are going to kick. And to do that will be Jeff Ruba. Strazzeri waiting with Gabriel. The Uva punt. And a good kick. Gabriel, 25, looking to turn right. Gabriel looking for some blocking. Gabriel breaks free. Steve Gabriel is going to go all the way. Steve Gabriel gets some great blocking. But he turned it on in the back midfield and he just took off. 75 yards, touchdown, Steve Gabriel. And the Wildcats extend the lead as Steve Gabriel has been a one-man show so far as the offensive side of the football goes. And the Wildcats will go for the 2. Chella trying to get rid of the football is JJ. Well, the play was doomed from the beginning because the Lakers get good support from Paul Bateman, and then finishing off the play was John Dolan. As it has been, Steve Gabriel, the reason why the Wildcats, with 7:04 to go here in the first half, lead 12-0.
Weymouth 12, Silver Lake nothing.
Steve Gabriel, his second touchdown of the day, and oh, was that pretty. What a touchdown return by Gabriel, as Danny Daly once again to kick off. He had a great opening game to Gabriel, and he's continuing it here tonight. And Daly hits it on the ground, and it skids by Duffy. They'll have to chase it down. Gladstone and Joey Mackin have him hemmed in, and then the Wildcats finally put him down out of bounds at about the 22 as on the tackle Bud Taro, a reserve linebacker. It's J.P. Duffy on that skidding kickoff by Danny Daly, who's got that ability on those kickoffs to hit knuckleballs that are very tough to feel because they're coming at you. You don't know where it's going to slide or take off. As Erickson on the straight ahead handoff in the middle of the Weymouth defense is making sure that there was no gain on the play. Joe Donovan is on top of the Andy Alaconis. And on the bottom are the two defensive tackles is Joe Viola, Alex Provost there as well. Initially said the two defensive tackles, but Viola not on that, was the only defensive tackle.
2nd and 7.
And second down and 9. As Marcus Lopes with gaping hole, and Lopes out to the 37 and a first down. As Kevin Shaw, along with Darren Gladstone, breaking down for Marcus Lopes at a gaping hole.
Marcus Lopes.
That's where the Lakers' success has been so far, coming right at the Weymouth defensive left. As we head to the 6-minute mark here in the first half. And just getting away with a good hole here into Weymouth territory is Andy Alaconis on the draw. As the Wildcats look like they were coming right after Silver Lake with a blitz, but Andy Alaconis breaking through in the Weymouth territory.
Andy Alaconis got the first down.
As the Lakers had some good runs in this game.
45.
First and 10, the Lakers from the 45. As Erickson apparently changing up. As Henriksen and Provost creep up even closer. And they are there on the straight ahead handoff. Alex Provost is one of the linebackers, along with Joey Mackin from his defensive tackle position to make the stop. And about a yard gain for Andy Alaconis. Second down and 9.
Second down and 9.
And the Lakers with the power I that they break off in movement in the offensive line will cost Silver Lake 5 yards. So a big mistake for Coach John Cuccinato's football team. And that will push them back into a 2nd and 14 situation, changing the play right around.
Second and 14.
It's Alaconis in motion, option, pitch back Hebe. Getting some good blocking. Hebe bumped out of bounds by Darren Gladstone. As Darren came up through the blocking and knocked out by Darren Gladstone.
Darren Gladstone.
As Heavey get back the yardage loss in the penalty, +1.
7.
Gain of 6 for Mike, 3rd and 8 coming up.
43.
And Erickson has gone to the short routes on 3rd and long so far. His first pass, quick hitter, was a best success of deeper routes as Erickson under pressure just dumps it off for Rosenberg. As the Wildcats read the screen action as Alex Provost is out there in coverage and Steve Erickson just throwing it away.
Weymouth 43.
As the Lakers move the ball very well, but gutted as far as the Wildcat 43. And the drive slowed down at that point. Hoover to punt. And on 4th down, and Gladstone and Gabriel are going to trot back. As Hoover may have been partially tipped. And the Wildcats get away from it. As Silver Lake's Tony Curtin put his hands on it, and it was partially deflected. And Weymouth will have excellent field position at the 31-yard line for the 1st down. And well, let's tell you, with 4:27 to go here in this first half, we have an interesting new halftime feature for you. We're going to call it the Wayback Machine. And we'll tell you more about it before the end of the first half here. As on 1st down, going through is Lou Henriksen. Just wait, he just moved the pack and he broke through all the way to the 49-yard line. As Lou, a simple dive play, and it's just like the old days on the street where you just say handing off in the tackle football games and just say move the pile. And Lou just did just that, he moved the pile. Lou moved at 18 yards.
49.
And straight ahead again. Not that much success this time. Go the Wildcats. As apparently Henriksen again.
Lou Henderson stopped by
At the line of scrimmage. As Lou.
2nd and 10 from the
He only had short yardage a week ago.
Weymouth 49.
With 1 run, he has more this week than he had last week. And Gabriel cuts back nicely. Steve in the Silver Lake territory, and he'll be just short of the 1st down. As Greg Rosenberg brings down Mr. Gabriel. And Steve off to a pretty nice start. They list him at 5'9", 150 in the program. But Steve is more to 5'7", 5'8", and about 135, soaking wet. And Steve just
3rd and 3.
having quite a first half for himself
Lakers 42.
with the running and the pass receiving as the 1st down for the Wildcats. As they stay to the ground, and it's Gabriel getting it. As Steve
Once again,
to the 37. As Gabriel doing the job on the ground now. With 2:50 to go in the first half, the Wildcats will take their time and try to grind out another touchdown before the end of the first half and put some distance between themselves and Silver Lake. As on the option, it's Strazzeri. Gabriel didn't get the block, but Strazzeri got great yardage, and you're going to add a few more, or should, because Jeff Uva tackled Strazzeri out of bounds. As Strazzeri, Gabriel was looking to throw a block around the corner, but there was the only person that was there in a Silver Lake shirt was linebacker Andy Alaconis. Strazzeri didn't even have to worry about the block because Strazzeri blew by and Gabriel didn't get the block. 1st and 10 from the 21. And it's Gabriel right up the chute, and he will score! Steve Gabriel right up the chute, and there was no doubt about that one. He didn't even have anybody touch him. And the Wildcats with 2:32 to go here in the first half now lead 18-0. A 40-yard pass reception A 74-yard punt return. And now a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Wildcats senior halfback, he's enjoying here in the first half as far as this game goes. He's enjoying everything. Why not? There's Cella. Well, good fake by JJ. But Cella and the Wildcats, about the only thing they have done wrong here in the first half is the two-point conversions. Wildcats enjoying life right now. They didn't score last week. They're making up for it at the moment this week. 18-0. Steve Gabriel is the story, finishing it off. We can also add a Lou Henriksen. Beautiful run in that drive as well, as the Wildcats with a 3-touchdown lead, and Danny Daly squibbing it. As to the 36-yard line goes Jeff Uva, where he's bumped out of bounds by Darren Gladstone.
Jeff Uva picked up the ball, tackled by Darren Gladstone.
As the Wildcats safety a week ago, 11 tackles against Leominster. And we also got to mention one thing too, is at halftime, I told you about the new feature, the Wayback Machine we're going to call it. We're going to take a look back at the last Weymouth High School undefeated team, and the way we're going to do it is take a look at the game that made them 9-0. Thanksgiving Day at Keith Field in Brockton against the Boxers. Highlights of that game, that would be an interesting look back. As Andy Alaconis straight ahead to the 39-yard line. Sean Small picks himself up. As the Wildcat defense, a couple of times in this first half, is bent but not broke.
Andy Alaconis
Second down and 7
Second and 5
for the Lakers. As deep back in the backfield is Lopes, and Erickson under pressure, and he'll run. Viola and Henriksen chase him. And it's Henriksen along with Danny Daly bring him down. But Steve Erickson straight up the middle and gets the first down for the Lakers. There's a good pressure on Erickson, but he was able to go up the middle, and that's the thing, as far as getting the pressure goes, when you have it, you have to have the pressure to the point where a quarterback has no avenue to get out, and Erickson had the avenue straight up the middle, and he took full advantage of it. Evie in motion towards you, and Erickson fires it out towards Evie, who just gets away, and he will get about 7 or 8, and Kevin Shaw looks back in disbelief as Alex Provost and Jack Montorio in on the stop. But Kevin Shaw looks back in disbelief because he had Mike Evie wrapped up for about a yard gain. Instead, it's 7 for the Lakers with time running down here in the first half. And the Lakers at the Wildcat 37 with the second down and 3. As they fire it out towards Lopes. And Lopes makes a defensive play on an offensive situation. Because if Lopes does not get his hands on the football, Danny Daly is down the sideline, making it 24-0. And the final minute of this first half, as we have 49 seconds to go, first half. And apparently a marker down, legal procedure called on the Lakers. They declined to the Wildcats. Third and closer to 3 for the first down. Andy Alaconis, strange call. A very strange call. Steve Erickson timeout. Joe Viola. Alex Provost in on the stop. And the Lakers going to the ground on 3rd and 3, and they do not get anything in the timeout. As we're in the final minute, and the Wildcats behind Steve Gabriel offensively and a solid defense lead 18-0. Concession stand across field, which will be busy in just a few moments. 43 seconds to go in the first half. 4th down and 3, and Erickson will throw. Over the middle, 1st down, and a fumble. And no, it will not be a fumble. It'll be a catch right at the 27-yard line. As Jeff Uva on the reception, and the Lakers finally do go downfield a little, and now will spend the timeout as they get the 1st down to the 27. 36 seconds to go, opening half a play, and the Lakers on the 27 with a 1st down. Erickson firing deep and knocked away at the last moment by Kevin Shaw. As Shaw climbed the ladder, and the pass intended for Mike Dawson and made the defensive play. 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, it is Erickson throwing deep. He's got a man out there, Jeff Uva. And he overthrew Uva. As Darren Gladstone and Danny Daly in on the coverage. But Uva was open. And he would have had the touchdown if he was able to hang on. And a 3rd and 10 situation for the Lakers. Erickson, pressure, and he'll go down. Sophomore defensive end Joe Donovan with a sack. Donovan, a sophomore defensive end, came crashing in, and Erickson putting the knee down, and he'll get credit for the sack with Donovan. And the final seconds are ticking off in the first half as Erickson on 4th down, firing deep over the middle, and it's more of a concession pass because all the Wildcats wanted to do with the time running out in the first half was make the tackle and keep the Laker receiver in bounds, and they do just that. They did everything that they were supposed to do, keep him from going in the end zone as the half with some solid defense by the Wildcats and some dynamite plays by Steve Gabriel. The Wildcats with, as we're about set, to start the second half of this football game, and it's been Steve Gabriel offensively and defensively. The Wildcats have bent but not broke as John Dolan, the kickoff for the Lakers. Steve Gabriel, 3 touchdowns in this contest, and John Dolan with a high kick. And it comes down, and it'll be Strazzeri. Keith up the middle, and he'll be wrestled down at about the 32. Will Strazzeri, and the Wildcats will start there. As Dolan checked out with a high kick and enabled his kicker to get down very nicely. It was a solid kick for a high school kicker and the good coverage. Wildcats basically have had diversification in this game. Cella on the bootleg pass will keep. JJ tucks it under his hip, and he'll head out to about the 45-yard line and have the 1st down. As JJ saw nothing there as far as passing the football, went in, took off.
JJ still on the run.
Something JJ at the end of his sophomore year at Weymouth South is starting to do better and better.
That gives Weymouth another 1st down. That's 1st and 10 from the
As Cella
45-yard line.
and the Wildcats will look to add some distance to begin the second half. Try to get that good drive from their adjustments they made at halftime. And Lou Henriksen, he's not going to go down. And a chance of Lou across field. To the Laker 39 goes to senior. Well, one of the 6 captains. As Lou with a 16-yard gain. And the Wildcats are just
That's 1st and 10.
determined to add to the lead.
37.
Circle Field watching Steve Gabriel get about 5. Gabriel punched down on the play by Mike Heavey and Greg Rosenberger. As the two knocked Gabriel down after 5-yard gain. And the Wildcats going back to the things that they did well in the first half.
34.
Second and 5, and it will be straight ahead. Gabriel for 2, tripped up by Andy Alaconis. As Alaconis, one of the Laker linebackers,
On the run, taken down by Andy Alaconis.
tripped up Gabriel.
And 5 at the 32.
I was showing you the graphic. And the fact that Gabriel, with 3 touchdowns in this game of pass reception, he's also got a 75-yard punt return. And with a 21-yard touchdown run, as Strazzeri dekes inside, heads outside, and gets the first down. As Strazzeri run out at about the 22-yard line, 23.
That's Keith Strazzeri, taken
As
down
Shrews,
by Andy Alaconis.
who had a tough time on a couple of runs in the first half, got the good yardage there. And another first down, but it will be wiped out on the clip.
Flag on the play.
As across field, they'll say that it was a clip on the finishing of the run. Because the only marker I had seen go down was where Keith Strazzeri went out of bounds. But apparently a clip on the play. Now the Wildcats, realistically, have hurt themselves. Else they could be leading by even more. A couple of penalties that have really just taken them out of the drive. They end up gaining a couple of yards on the play. As it'll be 3rd down and 4 instead.
It's 3rd down and 5.
Gabriel will get the first down. As Steve slicing off left tackle inside the 32 to 26.
Taken down by
And
Michael.
Steve just getting enough yardage for the first down. It's the Wildcat halfback. Having quite a night for himself. Football-wise, we'll see you with Weymouth Barnstable. Soccer-wise,
10 at the Laker 25.
so we're looking to do the Weymouth girls against Falmouth coming up on Sunday. As some good ball faking by Chella. And Lou Henriksen on the dive. And Lou has had great success on that play tonight. So Lou is just plowing up the middle, and Lou has had an 18-yard run, a 17-yard run, and now had a 6-yard run too. The night that Lou Henriksen has had.
Lou Henriksen on the carry. 2nd and 5 from the 10.
From the 19 on 2nd down, it's Darren Gladstone getting it to the 16. As Darren brought down by Mike Heavey. As Heavey had help with Greg Rosenberg.
Darren Gladstone
As
taken down by
Rosenberger
Mike
getting
Heavey.
up very slowly.
3rd and short at the 16.
And the Wildcats will need 1 on this 3rd down play from the 16. As they've had the ball for the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds of this half. And last week they had it for 7+ minutes to begin the second half. And Lou just barreling inside the 10 down to the 5. Lou Henriksen just not going to be stopped. As Henriksen, for the first time in a long time, lost a yard on a rush last week.
That's 1st and goal from about the 5.
He's making up for it this week. And the Wildcats 1st and goal from the 5. And why not give it to Henriksen, who's been the man of as far as this drive goes. As Lou pulls his way to the 3. And it's 2nd down and goal.
Weymouth moved up to 1 yard. 2nd and 9. Second and goal.
Good to see the Wildcats go off tackle on this play. It's Darren Gladstone trying to muscle his way. Yes, he does for the touchdown. Darren Gladstone had the open hole on the left side, just went through that hole and into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Wildcats now lead by 24-0 as they just give it to the junior halfback who extends the lead.
That's a touchdown by Darren Gladstone.
So Darren getting his first touchdown of the season. And the Wildcats trying to get the two, and it's been tough getting those two-point conversions. As J.J. Chella can't get the two-point conversion on the rush, and the Wildcats come out here in the third period and drive for the touchdown that puts them ahead, 24-0. An 11-play drive for the Wildcats, and they do it with ball control with Darren Gladstone finishing it off with the drive going 4 minutes and 32 seconds, and Danny Daly to kick off about one of the few things the Wildcats have done wrong. The point after conversions in this game. And Danny Daly squibbing it on the ground as Danny didn't get past the first wave. As Paul Bateman picked up the football. And the Lakers will have it 41-yard line.
Ball picked up by number 51, Paul Bateman.
As the Lakers will start from their own 41 here in the second half. And they go to the ground with Andy Alaconis breaking through a good hole on the draw and getting in the Weymouth territory to the 45. As Andy brought down by Darren Gladstone, along with Alex Provost. So Lakers have been able to run the football at times very well.
First and 10 from the Weymouth 45.
One of the times that they needed to run the football, though, was on a 4th and 1 play in the first half. And the Wildcat defense slammed the door on them. And a legal procedure. Marcus Lopes, if you saw the right-hand part of your screen, in getting set, moved the arms and legs, and that's what cost Marcus and the Lakers 5 yards.
The winner of tonight's 50-50 raffle
And
is
Danny Daly having the options discussed to him.
279. That's 585-279.
Have to look down below and watch Laker catch Sean Cucinato, and he just was, you've got to be kidding me. As John, the veteran coach of this Laker team, and it was no flag on the play. So apparently the play was legal, according after discussion, that Lopes did not really move. And the Lakers will have a 1st and 10. Wildcat defense. Is everything being discussed at the present time?
Weymouth 45.
Lakers want to get going, as you can see, and now the officials trying to set everything in order. Clock, personnel. 4:57 to go, and now we'll have a timeout. Apparently it was a timeout call. 4:57 to go. It's being discussed with Coach Joe Kelly. Top of your screen, as you can see the Wildcat coach having everything discussed with him. His team leads 24-0. Everything seems to be in order now. And on 1st and 10 from the 45, it is Marcus Lopes straight up the middle with good yardage to the 30. As Lopes brought down by Danny Daly. But the Lakers making their adjustments and making them quite well is they've been able to go behind right guard Tony Carton and right tackle Pat Murphy, along with center Kevin Barrett. They have opened some good holes. As Erickson the throw on 1st and 10. Has it tipped and almost intercepted by Darren Gladstone. As Darren Gladstone was right behind intended receiver Greg Rosenberger. And Darren almost caught the deflection. 2nd and 10 with 4:31 to go in the 3rd period. All Wildcats. As far as the scoreboard goes, the Lakers have moved the ball well at times. As the Wildcats have just bent but not broken. Marcus Lopes on the toss pitch, tried to cut it back inside. Danny Daly, the right cornerback, blocked the play, and then when Lopes came inside, Lou Hendrickson was there to meet Marcus Lopes. And it'll be a gain of about 1. It'll be 3rd down and 9. And you can probably look for Steve Erickson to get out of the air on 3rd down. And he's basically gone short on slant patterns over the middle or post patterns, as Erickson has plenty of time and now runs out of it as he fires deep. And is it intercepted? Or it's knocked down, check that, by Darren Gladstone, who was on the coverage of J.P. Duffy, as Darren was right in front of Duffy and shielded him from the ball. And it will be 4th down and 9. As Darren in good coverage on the play. And the Lakers down by 4 touchdowns. Will be going for it. As Messrs. Small and Mackin await this 4th down play. As Erickson, with Heavey in motion, goes for the quick one and throws it too tall for Jeff Uva. And the Wildcat defense was there to surround Uva as Uva appeared to be open, but it had to be a perfect throw by Erickson, and he put it a little too tall for his wide receiver. And the Wildcats take over with 3:43 to go here in the 3rd period, and leading by 24-0 score. As Mark Stanton will take over at quarterback for this series, and on the give to Darren Gladstone. And Darren gets about 2, maybe 3. As the Wildcats switching up a little bit, and a couple of new faces in there. Adam Goodrich playing right tackle now. As Adam Spelling, Danny Desmond. And Stanton on the bootleg. Mark will keep, waits for his block to form, and Stanton rolls out to midfield. As Stanton, on a very nice bootleg run, gets 14 and a 1st down. And Wildcats in the lead. Also, you gotta look at the situation and give both quarterbacks to work. You want to create the depth, and the Wildcats looking to do that here in the early part of the season. Increase the depth situation for this football team. As you look at Darren Gladstone break loose. Darren inside the 35 and down to about the 31. And Darren Gladstone got one more block. He was gone. Darren, who has superb speed, just blew through that hole.
Darren Brent.
It's Jake Blanchuk and John Tordiglione open up a monstrous hole, and the Lakers want to spend the time out to discuss what is going wrong here for them on this situation as they are down by a 24-0 score with 2:53 to go here in the third period. Mark Stanton and the Wildcats with a 1st and 10 from the 31, and Stanton on the bootleg pass, firing back and just realistically throwing it away. Alex Provost, the intended receiver, and all sorts of coverage around. But the Lakers had the play well diagnosed. And it'll be 2nd and 10. 2:29 to go, third period, and the Wildcats on the drive again, leading by a 24-0 score. On the give, Barry Gladstone is met by Mike Heavey, who says, "You're not going anywhere, Darren." And Darren on the misdirection gains about a yard. As Mike Heavey pointed down, it's like, well, I might have gotten a lot last time, but not this time. And 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats.
Lakers 30.
As we hit the 2 minutes to go here in this third period. And the Wildcats 24-0 leaders. As Stanton firing it deep. And a touchdown! Mark Stanton, as he threw it to Steve Gabriel for his 4th touchdown of the day, as Gabriel behind the defense and Stanton threw a strike. As that ball had a lot on it, and Gabriel didn't even have to dive this time. It was a strike. And Stanton, in his first series of the year, guides the Wildcats to another touchdown. And they will go for the point after a kick, and it'll be Danny Daly with J.J. Chella to hold. Or check it, it'll be Todd Kerosene. And Kerosene nails it. Todd Kerosene nailing the extra point. And it is 31-0, the Wildcats. Down to watch this game. And they're seeing the Wildcats add to the lead. It's Mark Stanton with the touchdown pass to Steve Gabriel. As Steve with his 4th touchdown of the day, a 30-yard pass reception. And Danny Daly has had a lot of practice today kicking off. And Danny on the squib. J.P. Duffy. And Duffy out to the 39. And that's where the Lakers will start. As the Lakers.
J.P. Duffy on the return stop by Darren Gladstone.
Good field position, but you got to look back. Mark Stanton, his own drive. He had a great 15-yard run, and he also can add to it that touchdown pass. And Stanton, in his first possession, didn't do that badly.
1st and 10 for the Lakers on the 39.
And on the draw, Alaconis catches it on the bounce and gets stoned for about a yard loss. As the Wildcats, Mike Harkins, a reserve defensive tackle and defensive end, in on the stop. And the Wildcats, you'll see them shuffle a lot of the personnel in for the remainder of this game with a 31-0 lead. As Erickson wafting one out deep, and it is caught by J.P. Duffy as he got behind Steve Gabriel, and Erickson with the pass to Duffy to the Wildcat. 37-yard line, but J.P. Duffy got behind Steve Gabriel. Beautiful pass by Steve Erickson.
It'll be Lakers first and 10 from the Weymouth 37.
So the Lakers, with their big plays so far, they've made some excellent plays, but just will go from 25 to 25, and that's it. And this has been their stall zone, as a short gain on first down. As everybody piling, Mike Heavey gaining about 2, as Joe Viola gets up on with Mike Harkins. But the Lakers have gone from basically 20, 25 to 25, and when they get
Mike Heavey for a run of about
to about the 25, the drives have come up empty.
35.
As Marcus Lopes gains about 2, maybe 3 in the final play of the third quarter, as John Tortiglione in on the stop, and the Wildcats
Marcus Lopes on the carry.
will take a 31-0 lead heading into the final quarter of play, as Steve Gabriel, who you see, number 10, with 4 touchdowns in this game. Final 10 minutes just about to begin, and as the Lakers on a third down play and about 5 go to Andy Alacona straight ahead, and Sean Small from his nose tackle position brings down Alaconis, as the Lakers will get the first down to the 26. And this is the point where the Lakers have come up empty.
Lakers first and 10 from the Weymouth 26.
As the Lakers, realistically, they've got inside the 20 just once, if memory serves. I mean, that was the end of the first half when the Wildcats led them, as they were just looking for the clock to run out. Marcus Lopes runs into the middle of the Weymouth line. As you saw, Joe Donovan, Alex Provost, Darren Gladstone, Sean Small all get up. But as we have a timeout, Marcus Lopes coming off, personal foul Weymouth, and the Lopes run. As the Lakers
stopped by Joe Donovan.
will gain inside the 20 for the first time on a drive, and apparently on the tackle somebody get a little too exuberant and came in with a
First and 10
illegal shot
on the 15-yard penalty.
And Coach Joe Kelly and his staff will probably talk to that person about that, because you don't want to give somebody that type of yardage. As Erickson keeps ran out of bounds, as Joe Donovan runs him out of bounds, on with Kevin Shaw. But you have to look back at the one thing, and with a comfortable 31-0 lead, and the Wildcats looking towards next week and find some more, you don't want to make mistakes.
2nd and 8 from the 9.
And the mistakes in the sense that giving free yardage on a play that goes nowhere. As Erickson pressured, fires, touchdown. Jeff Uva for the touchdown, as Steve Erickson, under extreme pressure, was able to find his in for the touchdown. As Uva catches the touchdown, and the Lakers get on the board. 8:58 to go, as you see Jeff Uva go on scoring the touchdown.
Who was Paul Shallon of Weymouth. The score is now 31-6.
And the Lakers will go for the 2. Erickson, that could be returned the other way, and it's smart play! The Wildcats will get 2! Maybe! Hendrickson run out of bounds! But what a smart play by Danny Daly! Lou Hendrickson almost went the other way, and it would have been 2. But a very intelligent play by Danny Daly, because if he does not he could have conceded the conversion situation and gone for the kickoff. Instead, he tried to give his team 2 points, and Hendrickson almost did. As Terry O'Hara on the tackle. But the Wildcats lead 31-6. As the Lakers on a touchdown drive with a touchdown pass from Steve Erickson to Jeff Uva get on the scoreboard, and the Wildcats nearly get 2 points out of it themselves. As you look at longtime Weymouth statistician Ben Ells. And John Dole on the kickoff is apparently a personal foul penalty on the Wildcats. And it's the reason why the Wildcats will kick from the Wildcat 45. Look to the onside. Wild Lakers nothing to lose, but instead they kick off. I was surprised they didn't try the onside as it goes into the end zone for the touchback. And the Wildcats will have the football. I'll be honest with you, I was surprised that the Lakers did not go for the onside, because kicking from the Weymouth 45 down 31-6, it's nothing to lose. And Stanton still the quarterback. And they will go with Manny Fernandez, who's got blazing speed. Manny, his first varsity carry out to the 34-yard line. And Manny Fernandez, the sophomore running back, as a freshman, ran the 220 and won a few races as a freshman. And Manny Fernandez, who will see time during the season, shows why. Is he, Darren Gladstone, Chuck Montorio, Kevin Shaw? There's going to be a lot of alternating in the backs. Coach Kelly will iron out a lot of different situations as Darren Gladstone slices his way across the 35 to about the 38, where he is brought down on the play. As Darren with 4 on the play, 2nd and 6. And the Wildcats will just shuffle up the personnel with 8 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the contest, and leading by 25. And a fumble by Gladstone. And Weymouth will have it back as Darren and Mark Stanton never really get completely, it'll say Weymouth recovered, and Paul Bateman came up with a football and a break for the Wildcats, because realistically, Bateman had the football. And the Wildcats, who turned the ball over twice last week and did not force a turnover a year ago. If you look at the plus-minus ratio for this football team, it was plus, if memory serves me correctly, 25. Strazzeri long back on 3rd down and 9, and Stanton. Strazzeri on the option. Keith, good hesitation move, and he gets the 1st down. As Keith Strazzeri is about to be brought down by Mike Dawson, he put on that little stutter move and gained 6 more yards out of it. And was brought down by Jeff Hoover. Strazzeri with a very nice move. And the Laker defense, which has really just been pushed to limits in this contest. As it'll be Manny Fernandez turning the corner, cuts back nicely. Fernandez, and is finally brought down at the Laker 35. Manny Fernandez, I'll tell you, might have got,
picks up another 1st down. He was taken out by Mike Dawson.
Well, 20 yards on the play forward, but Manny Fernandez, I think, ran about 40 yards east and west as he kept on breaking tackles. And it'll be Gabriel breaking through. Gabriel looking for touchdown number 5, and almost had an opportunity to get it as he got inside the 20 and to the 18-yard line. And Steve says, well, I've had a lot of fun tonight. Can I stay in, Coach? Because I've already got 4 on 1-5.
It will be Weymouth. 20-yard line.
And Gabriel, as you saw, getting a little rest on at least this play. And it'll be Darren Gladstone running into about 3 red shirts after about a yard gain. As Darren brought down by Marcus Lopes, Kevin Barrett,
Darren Gladstone on the carry.
and Tony Curtin.
About a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the
As we go in, there's 6 minutes to go in the game. 31-6 Wildcats looking for more. Option, and it's going to be Manny Fernandez turning the corner. Manny Fernandez, his first varsity touchdown.
Weymouth touchdown scored by Milano Fernandez.
Manny Fernandez just weaved and moved his way through the pack.
Silver Lake 6.
And the Wildcats sophomore gets his first varsity touchdown on a beautiful run. 37-6 is Manny Fernandez.
30 seconds left to go in the game.
Adds to the Wildcat lead. Todd Kerosene will look to add point number 38. Kerosene nails it. Kerosene
Weymouth kicks the
and the Wildcats with a 38-6 lead with 5:34 left.
38-6. Marcus Lopes for JP Duffy.
Manny Fernandez and then finishes off the 8-play drive of 80 yards for the Wildcats is Fernandez with a beautiful touchdown run. Just weaving and darting his way through the Lakers. Danny Daly to kick off. The Wildcats wanted to establish something in this game, and they've done just that. Marcus Lopes corralled at the 34. Sean Small and Joe Donovan in on the stop. 5:26 left.
The receiving touch, he was taken down by Sean Small. It will be a Laker first and 10 from the
And the Wildcats
34.
will look to finish off this 5:24 and take the long bus ride back home, which will be a happy one. The Lakers look to regroup, and the Wildcats get ready for Barnstable as Erickson runs out of time. As Small and a wide open JP Duffy would have been gone. JP Duffy got behind Alvin Harrington and J.J. Chilla.
It'll be 2nd and 10.
It was 6.
35.
Possibly. Harrington, though, does have great speed. But J.P. Duffy thought with 10 yards behind the defensive backfield, it was 6. Hi, Mom. Instead, it's 2nd down for the Lakers and 10. Instead of 6 points for the Lakers, and Erickson sets the screen. Yuba gains about 6. As the Wildcats, a lot of new shirts in there. John McDonald gets up from the pile.
He was taken down by a host of Weymouth players.
And the Wildcats with that new group of clean shirts in there. New linebackers, such as Bentaro and John McDonald. As the Wildcat defense getting some work in this game. The reserves, Erickson, deep over the middle, caught by Rosenberger. And Greg gets knocked down by Chuck Montorio at the 39 on a first down. As a deep post pattern.
Steve Erickson completed Greg
By Erickson to Greg Rosenberger. And with 4:35 left, Lakers looking to get themselves even closer.
It'll be a Lakers first and 10 for Weymouth 37.
Gain some solace from the fact that they were able to put a couple of touchdowns on the board. As Erickson on the bootleg. Erickson to the 24. As John McDonald brings him down, and along with Alvin Harrington. Well, Erickson with a first down run.
He gets another Laker first down.
And it's
First and
basically,
10 from the Weymouth
in all aspects, just making the Lakers statistics look even better as far as this game goes. Because this one's been in the bank as far as the Wildcats have been concerned since early in this third quarter, and some movement in the line, and it should be maybe offsides on the Wildcats. Because apparently, well, there was a little movement in that defensive line. They'll say no. It's the second time we've had this situation. They'll wave off the flag. 3:54 to go. Draw play, Alaconis. And he couldn't cut back. Mike Lyons, the senior defensive tackle, in on the stop. And Michael, an individual who's very enthusiastic about playing football.
He was taken down by Mike Harkins and Mike Lyons.
As he worked extremely hard to get ready for the season. Michael was told to reduce in some weight, and he hit the weight room, and he was devoted to it, as he wanted to make sure his senior year would be one he'll remember. It's the screen to Rosenberger, and a great play by Tommy Borland. Tommy Borland read the screen, came out, and grabbed Rosenberger. As Tommy, a senior, who transferred to the Weymouth school system last November in Seattle, Washington. And Borland with a nice tackle, and it's with 2:41 to go. That'll be third down for the Lakers. As Erickson the throw, with a marker down, and he throws it short, and Chuck Montorio was closer to the play, and some pushing and shoving back upfield. There's apparently some extracurricular activity. And Mike Harkins, top of the screen, very upset. There's markers all over the place to discuss it, and everybody just get out there and play peacemakers as quickly as they could. Kevin Burns said, okay, we don't need this stuff, and everything controlled. Situation being discussed, it should be offsetting. There was an original flag on the play. I did not know what the situation of the flag was, as the options were being discussed with Adam Good. And then there was the dead ball foul. Personal foul, Silver Lake. Personal foul, Weymouth. They offset, and it'll be fourth down. But there was an original flag. The Wildcats declined the penalty. It was on Silver Lake. Apparently, a motion call. So it'll be fourth down and 5 for the Lakers.
It'll be 4th and 14 from the 29.
Check it, 4th and 14 from the 29. As Erickson rifles one from Mike Johnson. As Tommy Borland on the coverage, and Borland, along with Kevin Burns, they were able to knock the ball away.
Weymouth 29.
And the Wildcats take over on downs. As the Wildcats, with 2:09 left, look to ice that 2:09 and get ready for Barnstable, who at the time of this game is playing Bishop Stang, and the Wildcats will be traveling down to Hyannis for that contest. As well, we have a 2-minute and 9 seconds left. Timeout. Lakers, all Wildcats. Mark Stanton, who took over. It's just 2 minutes and 9 seconds to kill. That's about it. It's Manny Fernandez, slicing inside for about a yard. As Manny And the Wildcats with a 38-6 lead, just looking to finish off the Lakers.
Malone Fernandez with the carry. 2nd and 7.
Straight ahead for a gain of about 5 is Adam Good, the sophomore fullback. Adam
Good with the carry.
with his first varsity carry, almost
That's
getting a
third
first
and 1
down
yard.
as he came up a yard short.
27.
3rd and 1.
37.
Wildcats will take their time, just come up and run the plays within the time frame. And a first down for Kevin Burns, a sophomore running back. Not a speed merchant, as far as say like a Manny Fernandez does, but
Kevin Burns on the carry
Kevin's
picks up the first down.
is a rugged running back. He won't just power his way in. As the Wildcats have just used
There'll be a Weymouth first and 10 from the
slew of backs in this game. In the final minute, it's going to be Manny Fernandez just slicing off a few more yards and some more seconds as Manny bangs his helmet, thinking that he could have gotten more. 38 seconds and counting, and the Wildcats will get their first victory of the season and do it
taken down by Matt Newton.
in very, very convincing fashion.
5-yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5. For
All Wildcats in this
45.
one.
20 seconds left in the game.
Adam Good and possibly the final play in the Laker territory and a first down. As Adam Good and the Wildcats will add to the statistics. 12 seconds to go. And the Wildcats realistically do not have to leave the huddle. 38-6. The team on your
The
screen.
final score was
Does it?
Weymouth 38 and Silver Lake 6.
As the Wildcats, Steve Gabriel, 3 first-half touchdowns, started the explosion. And then in the second half, they made sure that they would add to it with a few more gems. A great run by Fernandez, a great run by catch by Gabriel for a touchdown. It was all Wildcats. 38.